Seems like just yesterday we uploaded our first ever video. Magic round 10. Anyway, who cares? It's time for round 21. Quick recap of last week. We went 6 from 7 overall, and the only game we didn't get was a literal coin flip. Either way, the 6 from 7 got us back over the 70% win rate, and it's only going to go up from here. Starting the week on Thursday, the Dragons hosting the Tigers. Now, there's big concerns for Tyrell Sloan being out, but the Dragons are just so good at home. When the Tigers started streaking around Magic Round, they actually beat the Dragons, but recently it hasn't been as smooth sailing for these Tigers though, being outscored 133-30 over the last 3 games. I just can't back the Tigers here. It's good to see that Appy's back, but Luke Brooks is still out for another week apparently. Even though this is the Tigers' best chance of picking up a win, I got the Dragons 1-12. The first game of Friday, this is definitely my game of the week. 2 surprising teams that are now in the top 5. But someone has to go. The Warriors hosting the Raiders. Both teams are essentially at full strength, including the potential return of Big Papa, Papali'i. I faded the Warriors last week and they cost me the perfect round. Let's just hope it doesn't rain in Auckland. The Warriors have scored 210 points since round 14, and the Raiders are an awesome team, especially at the moment, and definitely deserving of a top 8 spot, but I'm going to take the Warriors here 1-12. Next up on Friday night, the Bunnies hosting the Broncos. This one is super tough, and the Broncos were exposed this year when these two versed at Suncorp. However, for both teams, this is not the same side. Good news for the Bunnies though. They are expecting the return of Latrell, Campbell Graham, and Jai Arrow, but I think it'll take a little bit for them to adjust. Not necessarily Jai Arrow and Campbell Graham, but definitely Latrell. The reality is no one comes back and are as good as they were the first week prior to the injury. Reece Walsh is welcome back to the squad after his suspension, and Payne Haas is also expected to suit up. The Bunnies are struggling, and for the returning stars, taking on any team, let alone the Broncos, is tough. And fun fact, whilst it's listed as a Rabbitohs home game, this game is being played on the Sunshine Coast, so essentially a Broncos home game. It's crazy the Broncos are considered 220 underdogs here, but I'm backing them 1-12. First game of Super Saturday, Titans hosting the Roosters. Now, Tino is out after that aggressive call from last week. Sam Walker makes his return, and Teddy is also back. Now, the Roosters have scored only 278 points this year. This time last year, they had 453 points. Both teams need this win to make a push to the postseason, and whilst there's a fine line who to take, AJ Brimson will be back. I do think on paper the Roosters have a much better team here, but I gotta rock with the home team in these 50-50s. Titans 1-12. The second game is Saturday, the Knights hosting the Storm. This could be a trap game for the Storm, and I'm hoping to see the Will Warbrick and Dom Young battle out on the wing. Either way, Dom Young versus either Warbrick or Xavier Coates will be a great contest. Dane Gagai is expected to return, which is awesome news for the Knights. The Storm have an unbelievably good record against the Knights in particular in recent history, outscoring them to a combined scoreline of 98-6 in the last 2 years. The Storm have also won their last 11 straight against the Knights. Look, I love what the Knights are doing. They're crazy good at home. Hopefully we see them in the final 8, but the Storm 1-12. Finishing off Saturday, the Cowboys hosting the Eels. Now, the Cowboys have found their stride and are on a bit of a run at the moment. Both teams need this win, but there's a couple of things going the Cows' way at the moment. Number 1, Eels have been terrible overall on the road this year. They've definitely been better as of late, but still bad overall. Not to mention, Eels winger Mike Acevo should be out for 3 games, and considering how many tries he scores for this Eels team, that's a big loss. RCG should also be out for 4 games after that careless knee to the back last week. With these 2 big weapons out, the Cows have a huge advantage here, and I'm going to back them 1-12. First game of Sunday, the Panthers hosting the Doggies. First things first, Cleary should be back. Also, all the Origin players are back after being rested in that win versus the Dolphins, so essentially, most of the Panthers players are off a bye week. I'd love to see the Doggies pull off this insane upset, but on the road, I just can't see it. They've been playing well lately, but let's not waste any time here. Panthers 13+. And to wrap it all up, the Sharks hosting the Eagles. This is a tough one. The Sharks are strong at home and will be looking to correct their awful performance against the Warriors. Manly's been a bit iffy this year. Early on, they look super strong, but they've suffered a lot since Turbo has been out. Not to mention, Manly seems to really struggle against the Sharkies in particular. The Sharks do seem to dominate teams sitting outside the top 8, This game is also at home. Manly's another team I thought were a lock for the top 8, but I just don't see it anymore. To finish off the week, I'm going to take the Sharkies at 1-12. Hopefully we come out with another banger of a week. Looking to increase that 70%. Let's aim for 72% this week. And as always, let me know your predictions down in the comment section. But that's going to wrap it up. If you made it this far into the video, you are the real MVP. Hope the rest of your day is awesome. And from me personally, I'm out. Peace.